All right. Good morning or good evening, wherever you are. So, welcome to my channel, The Kingly Way. And my name is King. So, for those checking out this live stream or my channel for the first time, feel free if you like to hit the like and subscribe and hit that bell icon. So, yes, I was sitting here thinking about this, why not? I was going to wait maybe later to do this topic later on, the, a comparison between Korea and Philippines. And in the past, I have done videos about what I like about the Philippines, what I like about Korea, what I don't like. So I've made videos in the past about this when I was staying over there in the Philippines. But I figure this would probably be maybe a good time to kind of do some comparisons about South Korea and the Philippines. And of course, I wrote in my description, like, let's not make this a complete bashing, but we could present both sides of it, things in a positive light and then some things in a bad light. So, so we can be aware of it. And then if later on some of my Filipino subscribers come on, we could hear their point of view of, okay, if any of them were like OFWs, we could hear their point of views too. So, I invited them to come on over. So before I continue, let's, Mr. Ron, good morning. Yes. And yes, a nice picture of your woman there. Yeah. I was checking your Facebook. So, in a way, I envy you for the reason that you get to be with your woman. I would love to be with my woman too. So, yeah. Oh, and that was me saying we're going in 10. Okay, Earl. Hello. And Earl, I checked my email. Thank you again for another PayPal donation. So, yeah, thanks a lot. And here is Go More Hike. Hey, hey, hey. Yep, welcome to the stream. And good old Nippon. Welcome. So, I'm happy to have all of you here so we can kind of have some fun discussions. And before I continue on, of course, for those don't remember or do remember, I am in the city of Daejeon, South Korea. Oh, and I've been getting crazy text messages every day about there's another case. It's in this city. For once, I'm going to show you something. Hopefully you can see it. I know it's in Korean, but look at the number. Yeah, 138 and 139. And this is in Daejeon. That's what it is, Daejeon. So yeah, the numbers are going up here. So that's why some of the things are happening. Okay, here we go. Mr. Tommy Gunn from Las Vegas. Buenos dias. Yeah. ¿Cómo está usted? Or ¿cómo estás? And here you go. All right, Felipe. Yeah, I saw you subscribe. Morning. How come I only have 525 subs? I'm just taking my time. The subs will come. So, of course, I'm still more concentrated on the watch hours because once you get the 4,000 watch hours, that's the harder task than getting the subs. So I could go and get the subs, no problems. So I'm just taking my time. And of course, most of the times when I do go on other live streams to, learn about other hosts, relationships, that's what I try to do. So at times, yeah, I go on a lot of other live streams and then just, build relationships. So that's usually the go. Okay, and then Go More Hike. How much time have you spent in the Philippines? I've never been. I've been to Thailand. Oh, yep. Go More Hike. I've been to Thailand. I stayed there for 2 months. Philippines, I stayed a total of 5 months. 2 months the first time when I met my girlfriend. Then I came back to possibly hang out with my girlfriend, but she ended up going to China. So I hung out in the Philippines, and that's where I got to hang out with Paul and Gio Enrique and Asia Unscripted Jason. So So it was still, beneficial, but the hard part was not having my girlfriend there at all. And Bob, good morning again. Welcome. So we have, yep, 8 of you here. We're in the Philippine YouTube English, means I have 8 million, or we have 8 million viewers right now. So that's one of the things that is going on. So, I wanted to tell you something because, some of you that came from, Paul's channel or Gio's channel. Okay, we know about Paul and the chicken. His name is Gaylord. I was going to surprise Paul if that live stream would have worked out because I've had this for a while. You probably saw me beat this one up 2 live streams ago. Yes. Yeah, this guy's name is Max. Yes, a man's best friend. Of course, the good thing about this Max is he doesn't eat a lot. He doesn't go to the bathroom a lot. Doesn't make a lot of noise. But sometimes he does. So he is Max. So hopefully if I can get back on the live stream with Paul, I think he should have his internet set up. Yeah, I'll introduce him to Max. Yeah, Max and Gaylord can become friends. Yeah. So yeah. Yep, Gormore Hike. Yep, that's how you found me. Yep, and yeah, I remember you commenting a lot. So since I get to be moderators on all of this stuff. Okay, so before let me check one more comment here. We can all put in. Yep, and Felipe, I've been to Korea once at the airport, got lost. Ask if someone can speak English. The lady replied to me, "Why? Welcome to Korea." Yeah, I don't know how many years ago, but now it's much easier, going through Incheon. If you came years before, Felipe, when it was Gimpo, yeah, that's going to be a struggle because I had to go through Gimpo or airport back in the 1980s. So, yeah. Okay, so today's topic is about the comparison between the Philippines and South Korea. So we can start with, a little bit. I have like bullet points we can all like talk about. If we get through all of them, cool. If we don't, I could start a second live stream of this topic. So, yeah. So the first thing, and if anyone wants to chime in, infrastructure, we could just compare and we don't have to say who wins or who loses because we kind of know the answer to that. But we can add a few things to infrastructure if anyone wants to chime in, and I can kind of, chime in and give you some insight on the infrastructure. Gaylord fucker, yes. Hey, fucker. Yep, I love that movie. So, yep, and then maybe 10 years ago. Okay, yeah, but Incheon was still open, but okay. That's weird. And let's add. I told Paul to put a real. I saw you say that, Paul. I mean, Bob. I saw that because I came late to the live stream and I saw your comment on there. So yeah. But yeah. So yep. I just welcome Dave Upland, California. Yep, and I don't need to cry. I live in Queens. I know the Korean culture, and I've been to the Philippines 5 times. Yep, you got a big Korean-based community there. Yep, along with Flushing Meadows and everything. So, yep, and Koreatown, 32nd Street. So, yeah. Okay, so regards to infrastructure, I know I've heard this term a lot about the difference between South Korea, Philippines. Now, when it comes to infrastructure, even Filipinos will agree, no kidding, our internet. Internet is night or day. So that's a given. But sometimes, can you compare some of the infrastructure, like if you were like in Cebu City or Makati, compared to, where my city, Daejeon, South Korea, or even a little more countryside, like cities like Andong or cities like really like Boryong. So what would be probably the difference there, with infrastructure? So if anyone has anything to say about the infrastructure, feel free. See if there's any good light on either side of the infrastructure. Yeah. Yep. And yeah, it is day and night. So day and night infrastructure, that's right. So yeah, of course, let's see. Infrastructure, we have pretty much, yeah, on the average for Korean internet, we have like 100 mbs. Yeah, 100 speed. And in the Philippines, it's give or take, but even in like major cities like Makati and Cebu City, and in parts of Dumaguete, they do offer 100 mbs with Globe for 2,028.99 pesos, which is close to almost $60. Where in Korea, you pay only $20 to $30 for that. So that's one of the big differences with the infrastructure, or just getting around, or is it easy to get around? So that's one of the things. So yeah. So even technology, yeah, people say, let's go Samsung. You're a Korean American, it's different. So yeah. So, or are the cell phones different? Because mostly in Korea, you're not gonna find what is it? A lot of Chinese phones in Korea. Like I can't even like use my Huawei to activate a plan unless it's unlocked, or they don't even offer Huawei's or Apple's compared to Thailand and the Philippines. So those are one of the things. So yep, and like cell phones, yeah, I agree. And of course technology, yeah, we're gonna blow most countries away because it's almost number one, just like Singapore. So yeah. And here we go. Infrastructure wise, Korea is ahead of the US. I agree. Yeah. I would love to have some of Korea's infrastructure in the United States. So, yeah. Okay, Macho, welcome. Nice to see you. And Caro, nice to see you back. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the next topic because infrastructure is not much of an argument, but I know you guys have a lot of opinions on this. Culture. So what do you think about the culture of Korea or the Philippines? So I have my 2 cents too. But before we do, Carl, I'm good. Thank you for asking. So culture. Yeah, I have like so many opinions on this. The culture. Of course, it's tough because me being Korean American, I have some mixed reactions. Of course, culture wise, I love the Filipino culture a lot more, because I just like the fact that I can just go and have fun and relax and say hello to people in the Philippines, a little kind of like, America. And just, the welcoming community. They're happy to, have you there. Even growing up in, the San Fernando Valley, I grew up around a lot of Filipino Americans, and yeah, it was just like, come on in, join the barkada. Oh, and take home a bunch of food back home, the pancit, take the lumpias. So I really always was like looking forward to going to like a Filipino party. And same thing with the country in the Philippines. I was very happy to always go there no matter what. And Korean culture, yeah, because it is part of me. Yeah, it was cool. But sometimes things were just a little more tense unless you're going around with a bunch of fellow first generation Korean Americans. It's a different atmosphere than going with the regular, Koreans. So, yeah. But culture wise, I pick more the Philippines because I feel like you can come, part of the group. They make you feel welcome. And some parts of Korea they do, but I feel it more in the Philippines. That's what kind of like attracted me to go to the Philippines. So yeah. So there you go. Okay, and China Dave says, I was in Korea in 2014. There were sidewalks everywhere I went. No browners. Couldn't find SIM cards. Only a phone and a plan. Yeah, yeah. And I was actually there in 2014. I was there to visit to check out if I want to live in Korea or not. So that was one of the reasons I took a trip there. Here's a funny thing, because I do have a lot of family here. I walked away with $3,000 from my family, and then of course I didn't really want to take it, but they're like, "Nope, take it." It was like a sign of disrespect if I refused their money. But yeah, it was my whole winter vacation was paid for, thanks to my family members. So yeah, yep, career similar to America. Stay in your lane. Yep, typical. Yep. Yep. Bob, I prefer the Filipino style culture, more laid back, where the Korean culture is more like the U.S. fast paced. Yeah. And then for me, it could be a little biased on my parts. I think Korean culture is even more on steroids than the U.S. It's more fast paced because there's this term in Korean called pali pali, quick, 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 pali pali. So that means hurry up, get it done, get it done, get it done. So it's even faster than the United States, in my opinion. So yeah, and sometimes that is good, and sometimes that could be really bad, based on how things are done. So yeah, okay. And Nitbang, I don't like Korean work culture. Too hard, too much cutthroat competition. Yeah, and I agree. That's one of the things. It's kind of like one of my pet peeves here in Korea. Just like, what the heck, you know. And that's one of the things. Like when you walk in Korea, people just bump into you. They don't say excuse me. So just FYI, expect that. They don't hold their door for you. It's door could slam right in your face. And sometimes it's funny. I would hold the door open just for a foreigner, and they're like, "Oh, you've been to America, or you're from the States." I was like, "Yep," because you could tell the man how the body language or mannerisms of if that person's from out of Korea. So Yep. Yep. And I may be from the USA, but love Filipino culture, want to move there. Yeah, Carl, I don't blame you. So yeah. And yeah, I don't mind living in the Philippines, but just once if they can just improve the infrastructure a little bit more, that'll be the challenge. But we already know things don't move too fast in the Philippines. But at the end of the day, living in the Philippines, living in Korea, or living where you are, the question I always ask myself, does the positive outweigh the negative? So that's pretty much my theme at the end of the day when I am where I'm at. Yeah. Yep. Philippe, hey, more friendly in the Philippines. Koreans, yeah, nice people, but hard to befriend, more reserved culture. So yeah, it is really hard to, break in with Koreans. It's because it's such a homogenous country here. It's hard to break in. And then sometimes, because here's the mentality. Because there's a lot of English teachers in Korea. So sometimes Koreans will be like, okay, I'll be friends with him. Oh yeah, foreigner, my friend. But they know 1 year are gone, so they kind of don't let them fully in because they know they're leaving after 1 year, So that's because all contracts are usually 1 year, and very few of us stay here, in Korea. So yeah, the ones that, and they still don't get fully into the mix of the Korean cultural family because yeah, you're a foreigner. Even if some of the foreigners speak better Korean than I do, I could pass TOPIK 1 test, but I don't think I could pass 3 or 4. So yeah. Oh, Miss V Diary Jenny, welcome. It's nice to see you here. I saw you get a new laptop. Congratulations. I remember you were messaging me, which laptop should I get? And Hike says, hello to you, Jenny. So yeah. But cultural, yeah, I enjoy more of the Philippines culture. I'm just excited more. Like, same thing as I sorry to repeat myself. When I was back home in the US, I was excited to go to a Filipino party. If it's a Korean party, I was excited if it was my fellow peers, But going to a holiday party with the Philippines, I'm excited. And let me actually side note is Korea, there's Chuseok. So, and this is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a Filipino in Korea, and I'm reviewing videos. I want to ask her what it's like to go through Korean Thanksgiving, because it's supposed to be a time with family, but it's very stressful to go through. And I do want to find a Filipina blogger who is married to a Korean guy. And I reached out to one, but she told me like I'm not ready to come on your stream yet. So I'm like, okay, no problem. But yeah, I just wanted to hear that experience from her. I wanted to present this to the viewers, and see how life in Korea is for a Filipino or a Filipino. And I even saw a YouTube video about a Filipino married to a Korean woman, and he has 5 kids with her, and he teaches, I think, either at an academy or public school because he has the visa. So I'm trying to find his information. If I can find him and get him on this channel, I would love that. So at least, because I have, Filipino viewers here, so I can at least bring that. And it brings a whole different light to, everyone's experiences. And for me, it's something for me to learn about. I don't know everything. So I'm here learning, and you guys are helping me out there. So yeah. Okay, Ether 125. King, how are you? How do you compare Korean women and Filipino women? Do you have a preference? I know. Yeah, okay, Korean women don't kill me, but I prefer the Filipino woman because I have a Filipino girlfriend. If I was younger in my 20s, I would have probably maybe had a Korean girlfriend because, as I said in my last live stream or 2 live streams ago with Hel Chosan, the age gap matters more in Korea than in the Philippines, So that was the thing about that, sometimes annoys me a little bit. Like, oh, you're too old. Oh, you don't have a 3-bedroom apartment. Oh, you don't have a car, and yeah. And of course, I know Daniel can't be here because he's in the air right now heading to Jacksonville right now. But yeah, he was talking about it. But yeah, because for Daniel, he has a girlfriend in the same city that I live in. So yeah. But for me, yeah, I decided to go with the Filipino. But I didn't just choose Filipina because I went to the Philippines and it just happened. I just found my girlfriend. I just said, I'll just give it a shot. That's the mentality I went in when I went to the Philippines because I really wanted to check out Philippines more than just, going after the girl right away. I just said, I'll just do both. That's the way I looked at it. That was my thinking, and it worked out so far. Okay. Yep. Felipe, Korean food is more healthy and they have pretty girls. Yeah. So, yeah, the one thing I do enjoy right now compared to the US, when I'm walking around, I'm like enjoying the scenery, I was enjoying, that's a good thing about Asia in general, Korea, Thailand, Philippines. A lot of, beautiful women are walking around. So, yeah, there's plenty of eye candy. So if you come to Korea, yeah, there's plenty to see. It's like everywhere I look, like a lot of, beautiful Korean women, Same thing in the Philippines. But yeah. Yep. I agree, Jenny. Yeah, and they really do take care of themselves. And by the way, I wanted to attend this women's university in Seoul. It's called Iwa Women's University. Of course, to work there as a professor, you have to be married. You can't be a single guy working there because they want you to be married. Yeah. So, but a lot of the women dress up to go to class. So, Korean women spend a lot of time doing their makeup. So they spend like 2 hours compared to what a Western girl, they just go splash some, Nivea and go to class. So, yeah. Okay. Yep. I was thinking about asking that. Yeah. I actually had that in the topic, but we are already ahead of that. Okay. Now, Nippon, how did you meet your girlfriend? Yes. Um, Here we go. Yeah, well, the funny thing is, I did use Filipino Cupid because I know, from Geo's, Ricky's, they're like, you know, be careful with the online thing. And, yeah, I filtered where I got better at it. So she was the first girl I messaged, my girlfriend, but what happened is she was busy. I was doing my thing, and we were actually friends first. So while I was friends, I was dating other women, and then eventually when she started to have more time, I started to hang out with her more, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I said, "Hey, I like being around you. I want to be with you. So yeah, be my girlfriend, I kind of actually moved it up. I actually fast tracked it and I knew what I wanted. So, and plus for me, we all have our preferences. I kind of still wanted a Filipina that has, very educated in like the teaching field because I'm in the same field that she is. So that's how I pretty much met her. So, yep. So that's how it happened, Ms. V. And yeah, it happened. And then, of course, I was wanting to see her again. I booked a 3-month trip back to Philippines, but it didn't happen because she got a job in China. But I did see her in China before that the pandemic happened in December. But I was there in November for 2 weeks to see her. Then I came to the Philippines for 3 months. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Nippon. Most Korean girls go through a lot of cosmetic surgery. Yes, as I talked about the stuff in about Hell Chosan. Yeah, these sometimes for these high school girls, if they do well, and the test is called the Sunung, just like in China, the Gaikao, the Sunung test, the reward will be cosmetic surgery. The parents would take them to Gangnam because why? It helps their future. They get into Sky. And for those that don't know what Sky is, it's the Ivy League of Korea. S stands for Seoul University. K stands for Korea Koryogo University. And Y stands for Yonsei. So the goal is to get into Sky, have the cosmetics, look good, and then once you graduate, you can get a job. But yeah, yep, this tatami plastic surgery. So yeah, so that is the common thing. Yep. So cosmetic surgery. Yep. And Gangnam is known for that. Yeah. So Gangnam, that's where you can go. That's the capital of plastic surgery, pretty much. So no, that's a thing compared to Korea and the Philippines. You know, of course, the issues you have with maybe like Filipinas, they want to do the whitening stuff, and Korea has that case, but they're more into the plastic surgery. I gotta have my eyes need to get a little bit bigger. So yeah, it is. Those are the common things. Of course, I know some of the expats or some of you guys that I talk to. Yeah, that's your complaint too, where you say, "Yeah, my Filipina uses whitening cream, and I think she's that beautiful morena, girl skin, and we love that morena, and yeah, whitening." So that's one of those things. I'm like, really, but I guess. But Korea, yeah, majority of the Korean girls, they are, yeah, very light and white. And sometimes it kind of like throws me for a loop. Yeah. It just threw me for a loop big time. So I was like, wow. I'm like, whoa, who are you? Okay. Oh, everyone. This is my girlfriend. Chinky Bars. So you can say hi to her. So she's Oh yeah, she's using her VPN to log in from China. So definitely, yeah. Okay, Scott. Yes, and for those Scots in good old Korea, what brought me to the Philippines? I just wanted to try somewhere new because I went to Thailand earlier in 2019. I said, hey, I'm going to give Philippines a try. And yeah, it worked out both ways, as I said earlier in the stream. So yeah, I always wanted to go to the Philippines no matter what. I just wanted to check it out, because I grew up with a lot of Filipino AMs or Americans. So I always wanted to check it out and see it. And then, of course, yeah, it worked out. I even got a beautiful girlfriend out of it. So yeah. Okay. Yes. So much pressure in Korean society. Do they commit suicide? Unfortunately, yeah, it is the highest suicide rate in the world. Them in Japan. Now, and Scott can attest to this, if you notice, the subways and the trains have like glass walls, okay? It's to prevent people from jumping in front of the subway train or the train and killing themselves. That's what the glass wall for both Japan and Korea is for, if you guys were wondering. Yep. So definitely. So much. Just like Japan, yep, 1 and 2. So, but sometimes I prefer to hang out in Japan. Only thing I don't like with Japan, it costs more than Korea because it's very expensive. Japan, even going to Lawson's little convenience store is a little expensive. Okay, now Nippon Filipinos are way more simpler and naturally prettier. Yeah, I love the natural, just being natural, and that's what majority of them. It's just like most of the, because like Philippines is like the Latin Asia of the world, so yeah, very natural and all that. So that's one thing I like. I prefer more natural because, on a side note, what is it? Sometimes Korean girls, they put so much makeup, okay, and say they take everything off. Sometimes they look like two different people. Because I was watching one Korean guy in an article goes, yeah, when my girlfriend took her makeup off, I couldn't recognize her. And she goes, it's me, you moron. So it's me. So yeah. So I prefer the natural. And even if, my girlfriend puts the makeup, I still recognize it's her. Even if she takes off, puts it on, or takes it off, I still want to be able to recognize my girlfriend. So definitely. Okay, are you dating Jinky Pacquiao? Oh, that's a funny thing. My girlfriend goes, yeah, you know what Manny Pacquiao's wife name is? You know what her name is? I was like, what? What's her name? So I had to do Wikipedia, and I'm like, oh. But Scott, don't get me in trouble. No, don't get me in trouble now. I don't want Manny Pacquiao to all of a sudden start kicking my ass. I love Manny Pacquiao. No, don't hurt me, Manny. Yeah. And I thought Japan was number one. Yes, Philippe. Sometimes it goes 1 and 2. They just go back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, when you pay rent by the square inch, it's expensive. Yeah. It gets very expensive at times when you got certain apartments. Oh, yeah. Well, especially, in the Philippines, some of these condos, I'm like, wow. It's just wowzers. Is there a reason why a lot of Filipino women are short? I really can't think of it, but I don't know. It's funny because, I actually see the guys are not as tall, but I actually, because I'm in Cebu City, I actually run into taller guys, taller Filipinos. But it's because of where I'm at. Because if I'm in IT Park or when I was at the gym or the area, most of the guys were actually taller. But when I go outside of it, maybe a little shorter. Yeah. So I don't know. It's somebody else can answer that, or maybe a local can answer that. Yep. Yep. Nippon, even Korean guys do plastic surgery. I don't blame him. Blame them. Looking good is a must to get hired. Yes. You know, what was it? Because I know a couple Westerners that are, what is it? They are, LBGT. They have a Western guys dating Korean guys. Yeah, and then one time you know, he told me this story. I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen, but don't worry, I'm keeping this PG. He woke up, you know, his Korean boyfriend had to go to work, and then he was putting his, fixing his bed, and his pillow was full of makeup, tons of makeup. So yeah, so that kind of like, yep. So even Korean guys are using a lot of makeup, and I see it because sometimes, if some of you seen my Facebook lives when I'm in downtown Daejeon, yeah, I walk around. There's some of those guys. I'm just like, geez, that's a lot of makeup, dude. So yeah, they look very metro, extremely metro. So I see a lot of that at all times. But yeah, and sometimes I even see them in the foreign bars, and they come talk to me. He goes, "Yeah, where can I meet foreigners?" I said, "You're in the bar. You're here. Just be cool. Relax." So definitely. Yep, I play table tennis, so I would be happy in Korea. Yeah. Actually, for one of the subway stops when I usually go to Costco in Korea, there's a lot of ajumas and ajishis, for old ladies playing table tennis, taco. They're playing taco. I know, sounds like a food, but taco de cho. So they're playing taco all the time. So I'll probably be happy if a young foreigner comes in there. They go, oh yeah. But yeah, I see it all the time. Sometimes I want to stay and kind of join in, but I'm always like running around on a constant basis. So definitely. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the banner. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. Food, and someone's mentioned it. So food. Okay. Well, let's see. Food, Philippines. Usually my food I like is the quinoa, chicken adobo. Uh, what else do I like? Lechon. Those are my Filipino foods I like, and some lupias, but not something I could eat every day because I like to stay above the grave. But in Korea, yeah, you could pretty much eat the Korean food every day because you have so many vegetables, and you can just constantly, yeah, constantly just eat that every day, and it's really good for you. So I even have so for example, if any of you eventually come down and see me, let me see where my little tickets are. So usually, look at how many meal tickets I have. Because usually I would buy a set of 10 of these meal tickets. So all I do is throw one in and go, and it's all you can eat. So it's pretty cool. She has her number you can call, but of course you need to speak Korean. And there's even the address. So sometimes I would just say use neighbor, and there's the address. And yeah, I use these tickets. I have 22 of them, so they're $4.50 each. So I can eat to my heart's content. I usually just eat one big plate and I'm good for the day. So let's see. Tommy. Yep, I don't need to speak Korean to play. Nope. They'll just say, come on in because here's the thing, a lot of these ajumas and ajishis, yeah, they don't, interact a lot with foreigners. So they're happy. Or the last time some of them interacted with an American almost close to Korean War. So yeah. So usually the older generation like Americans. It's just weird, you know. If they say you're from America, they're like, yeah, because they remember that. So that's one of the things I do like. Now, Tommy, it's in our genes. Only mixed Filipinos are tall. Yeah. So we talked about that. We talk about height, me and my girlfriend there. Yeah. Yep. Yep. No problem. Yeah. It's my her pleasure. Okay. Let's see, Scott. In Dumaguete, did you ever eat at the Indian outdoor restaurant? No, I never made it to that one, but I've heard about that place. So that's the one, because I was making a list of places I wanted to go check out, like because my girlfriend said, go to San Rival, go get the Sivanas. So yeah, I would go get the Sivanas every time. Or the one time in San Rival, oh, you guys just help me out, because every time I think of San Rival restaurant, I think of Bud Brown, because I met up with Bud Brown there. That's another guy I had met up with. So if you ever, some of you probably do follow Bud Brown. He has an interesting channel, does some really good editing, and yeah, he has like a good story, and he can speak so many various languages. So he speaks Visayan, Tagalog, Spanish, because he was a sixth grade teacher in California. But there was a documentary or with actors of them two, you know, meeting back in 1971, because Bud was a squid Navy man. So that is how I discovered Bud Brown. So actually, you guys gave me an indirect idea. I might try to maybe get him onto the stream. So yeah. Okay, lechon. Yes, babe. We ate lechon at Shugbo Mikado. Okay, and Bob, I like them both. Green food's a little more spicier than Filipino food, but I like the spicy. Yeah, you will get the spicy. Yeah, definitely, Bob. And I both like Korean, but I prefer Korean a little better. I like the spiciness in Korean. Yeah, you get definitely the spiciness. Oh, yes. Scott, King, and Duma, did you visit Cafe Racer and Tom and Tom's? How long were you in Duma for? Actually, yes. I made 2 trips to Dumaguete. First time, I wasn't able to meet Paul because Paul had to take off for Vietnam, and the day I was supposed to meet him, he had no water. And some of you that follow Paul, you know that. He has no water half the time. But I met Gio the first time I went to Cafe Racer. And I actually have a YouTube channel. I did a mukbang from Cafe Racer because thanks to Gio, I discovered Cafe Racer, and then I met up with him. Yeah. So I actually been to Cafe Racer twice. Tom and Tom's, I've been there quite a few times because I met up with, dude, who did I meet up with? Gio, Paul. And I thought I was, because the second time I only was able to meet Gio one time because he was busy, but it was kind of like by dumb luck. I go, Paul, Tom and Tom's? Yeah, let's meet at Tom and Tom's. So I show up. I go, Gio, are you going to be able to drop by? He goes, I'm going to Tom and Tom's. So by dumb luck, there was like 6 of us all showed up. So it was like the meeting of the expats. So there was all 6 of us there, and that's where Paul brought Baby May. So got a chance to meet Baby May that day. We all did. So yeah, she was just hanging out. So yeah. Yeah, Duma's pretty good for the standard of living. But when you leave the main Duma boardwalk, the internet does get a little slower. But FYI, I recommend a Mozzie homestay because the guy has PLDT speeds of 25 to 50. So I've never had the internet die out at a Mozzie homestay. And a Mozzie homestay is near Robinson's Mall. It's walking distance. It's practically 200 yards of walking distance to Robinson's Mall, a Mozzie homestay. So that's a place I recommend. But ever since Gio put the video on that, there's like no bookings. Well, right now there is, but before when it was crazy, I had to book really quickly because everybody else was booking Amazi homestay, you know. Okay, Nippon. I like Korean food and also Filipino curries, caldurata, kare, yeah, and adobo, pico express, and halo halo, maha blanca, yeah. I love my halo halo. Of course, I ate it once in a while, but after I left and I was in the U.S. at Seafood City Supermarket, yeah, I wanted halo halo. So they weren't. The place wasn't open to make halo halo, so I just pretty much had to get the imitation ice cream bar halo halo. So that was my halo halo back in America. So definitely. Okay, so we talk about food. Okay, I want to talk about this if unless someone has another comment. Transportation. Transportation. Okay. So transportation, there is really no argument here. Okay. So Korea, transportation Korea, very easy. Subways, buses. Even in my small little town, we have one subway line. And we have buses and plenty of taxis. So, but I think taxis are a little more expensive compared to Philippines. Now, of course, in Manila, you do have a sky train, but you know, it's always packed in like sardine cans. But now, for transportation, now I'm going to go on the Philippine side here. This is what I like. I love Angkas. I love riding freaking Angkas. Of course, they talked about that Angkas was going to disband March 23rd, but I spoke to, some of the bloggers. They said, nope, Angkas is still going, but I don't know. Whoever's living in Cebu could tell me if I'm right or wrong. Because, and plus, Angkas is only in Cebu City and Metro Manila. They don't have Angkas in Dumaguete. Because I was asking, like, where's Angkas? And they're like, there is no Angkas. You just got the tricycles in Dumaguete. And don't take the tricycle at the airport. They'll charge you 100 pesos. So if you can walk away from the airport and take the trike, you'll pay only 20 pesos. FYI at Dumaguete. But, yeah. And Angkas is good because if I'm only just carrying a backpack going to Ayala, I love Angkas. It's really cheap, you know. And of course, there's a jeepney. I wouldn't have minded jeepney, but here's a problem. If I was short, like 5'1", I wouldn't mind riding the jeepney. But since I'm like 5'9" and I weigh a little bit, it could get a little uncomfortable. So yeah. So that's another thing with the transportation. But I love Angkas. That's like my favorite thing to take no matter what. And of course that's the good part about the Philippines. You have the motorbikes. That's the thing I do like. But going back to Korea, yeah, it's very easy to maneuver. Very easy. You don't even need to know Korean to maneuver public transportation because it's both in English and Korean. It even says it in English. This stop is City Hall. So yeah, it caters to the English speaking world. So yeah. Okay, my girlfriend has a point here. Yes, we had a nice conversation about this. So in the Philippines, if you're an OFW, your family and friends have a higher expectation from you. That means you're expecting you to bring presents, pasalubong, and when you go home. Actually, this is a good. I was just wondering if some of you gentlemen that have Filipina OFW girlfriends like myself, you guys ever have this discussion? Because I've had this discussion with my girlfriend. She was telling me one time, an article, a Filipina has handbags, designer handbags. She worked hard to get. Those are her. Or apparently her best friend or good friend, was offered something. Like she was like, Like, here's a picture, here's a list, pick what you want. And she goes, no, I don't want what's on the picture. I want one of your handbags. Now, if that's me, hell, that's the end. I ain't talking to you anymore. You're lucky I'm even offering you something. But yeah, that's what happens at times. You know, sometimes the strategy is, let's see, don't tell anybody you're coming. Don't announce to the whole barangay neighborhood that you're coming home. So kind of surprise them. So then no one's gonna sit there waiting for you. Like, where's my gift? Where's my Gucci bag? So yeah. Okay, and my girlfriend has this advice. Foreigners need to be careful when taking a taxi in the Philippines. Some taxi drivers take advantage, especially if you are a foreigner. Okay, and FYI, for those like coming into Cebu, make sure you take the white taxi, not the yellow taxi. So in the tourism package groups, they always tell you to take the yellow taxi. And why? Yellow taxi is private. It starts at 80 pesos, which starts at $1.30 something. And of course, you could probably make the argument like, oh, it's only $1.30, but sorry. For those that are in the Philippines that do know, we want to get localized real quickly. So white taxi, 40 pesos, make sure that meter is running. Meter. So most of the times, but in Cebu, most of these taxi drivers have been really good to me, So sometimes I even show up and like even my first time I came, I played like I've been there before. Like I was like, hey, and of course I would have my Google Maps. I'm going if he was detouring, because I'll be like, that's not the route I took. But I would study where I'm going. So for example, if I'm going to IT Park from Mactan, I would study the routes. I mean, I'm that extensive on how to study the route because why? I got taken by the taxi driver in Thailand. So I learned my lesson from that point. And yeah, when I go to Thailand, I might just try to go home, get there during the daytime, take the airport link and and make sure I don't have too much luggage either. Because you could just take the airport link to the MRT to the BTS SkyTrain. So I know better now. I learned my experience from that. So yeah. So be careful. All right, Nippon. Yes, getting my bag in Manila airport so difficult. The carousels full of big packets, the possible lungs, like even the boxes. Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. My girlfriend says, but in Cebu, yeah, it's not as bad because it's nice, and because for you veterans that have been in Cebu, remember there was no international terminal 2 in Mactan. So there was no international terminal. It used to be just the domestic terminal, but it would take international flights. So they are much better on how they receive. And of course, man, especially got tons of Koreans coming in from South Korea to Cebu. So yeah, it needs to be catered. Now, the issue you might run into when you go into Mactan International, there's times I came home at 10:30 at night in Mactan. There's like 500 Koreans waiting, and there's only like 2 booths open for immigration. I'm like, really? You figure we can get some more workers, to get us processed. But yeah. Yep, Tommy, always get a taxi meter running. Definitely. Yep, Mita. Even in Thailand, I'm like, you run the meter and don't take the scenic route, please. So yeah. Okay, Tommy, you've been to Thailand 5 times. Yes. I can't wait to eventually go back. So definitely. Okay. Felipe or Philippe. Is Korea very safe? Oh, yes. You could even be a woman walking late at night and you're really going to get messed with or accosted. It's very safe. Yeah, Korea is one of the safest places. Now, you might think I'm crazy. I've done this once. I was at a coffee shop. I left my laptop open, or I closed my laptop. I left all my blogging gear at the coffee shop. I went on a tour of the place, or I went to go eat downstairs for 30 minutes because you're not really allowed to bring food in a coffee shop. And this is how safe it is. And this is how Koreans don't even steal your stuff. I went to go eat. I came back an hour back to the coffee shop. Everything was in place. Not one item was moved. So that's how safe it is. It's safe to leave your stuff. I could have probably left my money on the table and my phone on the table and no one would have taken it, which is crazy. But I don't leave those things on the table ever. So yeah, I would not. But yeah, I've actually left, and I only do that in Korea. I won't do that anywhere else. But yeah, I usually don't worry as much. And sometimes if someone steals your stuff, and people go, and I've talked to foreigners, they go, and some stuff got stolen or they misplaced. They go, oh, these Koreans is no safe. You're wrong. I'm like, okay, let's backtrack to where did you leave your iPad? What were you doing? Let's backtrack. And it turned out that oh, you're right, King. Most of the times Koreans don't steal. They don't. The iPad, you left your iPad at the place and they actually kept it waiting for you to come back and pick it up. So definitely. Oh yes, I love this one, Nitbom. Bring a bag of Toblerones, of other foreign chocolate from Costco. You'll be famous in the neighborhood and family. Yes, for some reason, Filipinos love that Toblerone chocolate. Yes, definitely. Yep, Korea is very safe. Yep, Polly. Okay. Yes, Ego 20, are you excited to see the Dodgers play again soon? Yes, I'm kind of excited. Yeah, I'll get to watch some Dodger baseball. I know some of my buddies like, King, start another YouTube channel with the Dodgers, but now I don't have time to run another YouTube. I'm trying to concentrate on this one. But yeah, I've thought about doing a Dodger YouTube channel, but it's going to be too much work. So I right now I enjoy doing this right now and talking about what I like to talk about with Philippines, Korean travel here. So this is right now my niche that I enjoy. I guess Korea is safe as Japan. Yeah. Actually, I mean, I like Japan, Actually, I like walking in Japan because, and they're both small space countries, Korea and Japan. And when I like walk in Korea, people bump into me, cars like almost run me over almost. I get scared when I see cars coming around. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna stop or not. The sad thing is yeah, when the joke is when a Korean gets behind the wheel, they turn into another person. and then of course, I don't know if some of you will agree or disagree, I trust Filipino motorbikes drivers more than Koreans. Because even in the Philippines, yeah, the traffic is bad, but it's so like disorganized traffic, but they never hit each other at all. It's unbelievable. And for those that are over there, there's no signal light, and it's like, it is unbelievable. Yeah, and no one ever gets into a car accident. Yeah. Yep, Tommy, Thailand is safe too. Yep. Yep, I've been experienced a lot of it, but except in Thailand, like if you stay like at a guest house for theft, I wouldn't leave my stuff around, or I'll use the little lock tote bag and lock that so they can't grab your stuff. So some of my friends that stayed at a guest house in Thailand, like near Kasan Road, yeah, this one Thai guy went and took all the laptops and electronics in the middle of the night when they're out partying. So he broke into every guest house. But that's a isolated case. Yep. Okay. And Jinky says, try leaving your stuff unattended in the Philippines. It'll be gone in just a second. Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because when I go to Korean restaurants in the Philippines, there's a sign all over. Don't leave your stuff unattended. And they emphasize, especially with Koreans, because Koreans in the culture think, oh, everything is safe. They're like too reliant on safe. For example, the Sewol ferry disaster. Yeah, yeah, that's another issue I have when I rode those boats. Yeah, yeah. So definitely. Yep, be guard in your possession, Philippines. Then, yeah, I kind of treat like Philippines like America in a way when it comes to like my possessions. Yeah, I kind of just like make sure I'm watching it. So it just depends. But like if you're, but like yeah, a hostel or hotel. But like if I was at Landers, I wouldn't take anything out of my bag. I'll put my bag down, but I'll keep an eye on it. But most of the times in those places, Landers, most of the times people are not going to take stuff in there because for you to be inside Landers and SNR, you have a different type of class of people in there. So because to shop at Landers, either you're going to be a Westerner shopping there, or you're a Filipino that is really high middle class. Because I play those numbers in my head, like for a Filipino to be in here with a Landers membership, two things: they have a business, or they're like a really professional, job. They have a profession that pays a pretty good amount of salary, so they can afford to go in on Landers. And yes, there are some rich Filipinos there, like as I said earlier, Cebu Beverly Hills. Yeah, there is a Cebu Beverly Hills. So mostly it's not all foreigners. It's like actually a good amount of Filipinos. And uh, another thing is, now I'm gonna turn into Dumageddon because even Paul mentioned this to me. Because when I went to Fun Bar Cafe where I did my interview with Paul, most of those kids they go to Solomon University, and about a good quarter of those kids, their family, their mom and dad and grandparents, they come from Dumageddon money. They're wealthy. They kind of run Dumageddon right there. So I didn't even know that till Paul brought that to my attention. And yeah, most of them are just very well off college kids with a good family background there. So, and then, I had a chance to maybe talk to a kid or two. And they're like, yeah, my family lives there. We have that house there. I'm like, oh, really? Wow. But I didn't push the issue, because they're hanging out with their, friends. It's going to be a little weird with this older Ajishi looking guy like me, even if I'm apparently young in the Philippines. Yeah, going, yeah, you're being weird. Yep. Ken, yep. Hi, what's new? Yeah. No, we're just having fun talking about, the good old fun differences between, Philippines and South Korea, comparing it, having a fun discussion. So everyone's been wonderful to, give in their 2 cents. So yeah. And then Ken, yeah, I was speaking to Asian Scripted. He said there was something about Vietnam. Like if you did stay 30 days in Korea, you could go to Vietnam, but that's still not confirmed yet. So, but Jason brought that up to me. So I still need to look at it and read more on it. So definitely. Okay, but crazy rich Filipinos. Yeah. So they're there, in Dumageddon. People don't think you're there, but yeah, they actually come from Dumageddon money. So they have rich families there that run stuff. So yeah. But of course you don't see a lot of them. But that was probably like the ones I've saw right there in their university. Because why? I do people watch. And some of the clothing they wore, I'm just like, yeah, that looks a little expensive. It's not like a knockoff Supreme clothing where there are a lot of knockoffs. Those actually like the material. And so sometimes I do watch this. And then, of course, that Fun Cafe in Dumageddon is actually owned by a Korean guy, just FYI. So that's why all of a sudden they offer Korean cuisine and foods in there. So, yeah, of course, he's like, sorry, I don't have chopsticks. You're going to do the fork and spoon thing. So to eat, the kimchi bokkeumbap with fork and spoon. So, yeah, of course, I didn't realize the blender is so loud in there. But, yeah, but even if it's mostly young college kids that go to a Fun Bar Cafe, because even Ricky did a video there. It's still a cool place. Even if there are older expats that show up there once in a while. It's a nice little place to just hang out at times. And they have a pool table and everything. Yeah. Okay. Ken? Yep, really, that's what I heard. Just figured when the Philippines open, they would be part of the bubble too. I mean, that would be nice if they could, but yeah, those Philippines is just not looking too promising, especially with cases going up, and especially in Cebu City with the ECQ going on, still, elevated. It's like, nope, essentials. So essentials. Okay. Now, have you ever used a Lacto product? Yeah, I actually own 2 of them. I have my backpack, but I haven't used my Lacto backpack in Korea because I don't worry about theft too much. I do have the little flap strap that I lock in my, room here. But, I just do it just FYI, but no one ever comes in here and steals anything, It's really, as some of you asked me, is it really safe? Yeah, it's really safe. But yeah, I always still do the precautionary. I always try to do the second, third step. And even in Korea, if it's safe, I'm so trained because for those in America, I'm still have my head on a swivel. I'm always looking around because it's just by habit, That's what we're used to. For example, when we cross the street, we're taught as kids to look left, look right, and then I think if you're from the UK, you look right and look left. In Korea, they don't look left or right. Yeah, they don't look left or right. And 2 Korean girls ran across the street. I wish I had the video. They took that video off. The car smacked right into them, killed one of them instantly. And yeah, and the other one was critical condition, but eventually died because they didn't do this. If they would have just done that, I would have seen that car coming. They just did this, and boom, there you go. A bunch of Lawrence Taylors knocked them out. A stronger metal Lawrence. But yeah, one of my favorite linebackers of all time. Yep, it will be a while, Ken, definitely. So yeah. And Nippon, yeah. I even pack safe bags are good also, a good lifetime investment. Yeah. So yeah, especially Thailand, Philippines. Even if I'm in the condo in IT Park, yeah, I still lock up my stuff. I only carry a certain amount of pesos that day. I don't carry too much. So I just have to say, okay, I have 1,000 pesos in my hand. Where am I going today? Am I going to Landers? Okay. Make sure I spend this much. Make sure I have the change. And yes. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, So, and it's funny because I know Gio said that, but it's something I did on my own, even without Gio saying it, because, I try to do as much research before I go anywhere. So, yeah, I try to do as much homework as possible. I would spend late nights going, okay, if I go here and there, what can I find here and there? So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Shasta, how's my girlfriend doing? How's the virus in her city? Well, Shasta, you missed her. She was here on the stream replying to some of, my fellow friends and subs here. Yeah, so she's doing fine. The count, because China doesn't give the accurate count, so she did say, like, I don't know, a while ago, things were picking up because in Beijing it was, but I don't know. It's been steady. She's been able to leave the university campus to go to the mall. She's been able to do pretty much normal things almost pretty much. So yeah, so she's doing fine. So yep, so she was right here on the stream. So definitely. Let me check. Oh, I forgot, gentlemen. I knew I forgot to do something. I need to show you something from South Korean government. Um, because remember I stated that the fee went from $82 a day to what is it? So it went from $1,146 up to close to $1,752. So I'm gonna see if I can do a quick screen share for you guys here. Let me go to the tabs here and look here. Okay, under expenses, it says 2.1 million won per person to quarantine, just to let you know. 2.1. So, yeah. So under expenses, 2.1. And then if I can screen share let me see if I can screen share the other thing, the conversion. So I figure I'll do the work for you guys here. So if I do the currency converter, okay, so 2.1 million won comes out to $1,754. So that is the cost to quarantine in South Korea. So definitely. So that's what the cost is. So yeah. Yep. Okay. Yep. How old am I? I am at the midpoint of 40s. Yeah. So I'll tell you. I usually don't tell. Yeah. So 45, but I usually don't tell people in Korea. So I make them watch my channel to figure that out. And FYI, the reason I do that is I don't want a younger Korean guy to act weird and go, you're my older brother. I need to be subservient. I'm like, no, don't do that. Please don't do that. Just be cool. Just be cool. And if you're cool, you can be my friend. If you're a weirdo, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, there's some youngsters that, yeah, they just go, oh, I need to. I said, nope. I might have the face of a Korean, but I don't have that hierarchy thing on there. Yeah. Okay, does that include hotel food and testing? Yeah, it can. It's for all because you're gonna get 3 meals a day. You get the internet, and they will test you. So yeah, and that is for 14 days. Correct. 14. Yep. Shasta, everything's good here in my city. Shops, restaurant, other stuffs are already back to business. So, yep, and that's my girlfriend, Shasta. She's giving you the answer direct, better than I am giving the directions. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. Apparently, I still do. Because, yeah, my girlfriend told me if you're 60, no. So at least, yeah, she likes some part of the youth here, I guess. Yeah. So, yep. Yep. The youngest one serves the drinks in Korea. Yeah, right. The way she, in my 2 live streams ago about the Hell Chosan, you're the youngster, you pour all the drinks, and then when you drink, that's how it is. You don't look. So if I'm the CEO and you're the youngster, you don't drink in front of me. That's the Korean thing, So it's kind of hard because I can't succumb to that, I'm just like, so. And here's another issue. Like when a young Korean asked me, King, where there's ways to meet, foreigners and stuff. I'm like, yeah, come on over. We have a language exchange. We have the foreign bar here. Come on over. Just come with me. Cool. No problem, right? even if they don't speak that great English, but they drink and their English gets better. Hi, yeah, how's it going? What I was like, don't be a weirdo, man. But the issue I have sometimes with like social groups in Korea. So he goes, so there's a Korean guy go, King, you want to come over and hang out in our party? I'm like, sure. He goes, okay. I'm like, what? He goes, well, King, we need to know your age. King, we need to know your resume. King, we need to know your family. I'm like, what? Hell no, 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 no. Go. Because if I can't just show up there and they, learn to know who I am, no. Not doing it. But you got to do this for. No, not doing that. You tell him that if he has a problem with me not giving any info, then I'm not coming. No, because that's not how this thing works. Nope, I am not going to make you. It's like saying, all of you that come to my live stream, you got to give me a resume and everything. You got to qualify to be my subscriber, and you got to qualify to be. No. Heck no. No. It's your choice to come. Yeah. Yep. Shasta, Chinky, so happy you're fine. Take care. Thank you, Shasta, for those kind words. Yep. And I just seen today there's no restriction in Bali. I've heard about that. I haven't read into that yet, Bob. So, yeah, because I was hearing that from other. Yep. And my girlfriend says, thank you, Shasta. Yeah. So, yeah. Just a thought. How about a live interview with your girlfriend? Could provide info on what is happening in a part of the world. Yeah, I was hopefully in the future to plan that, but the problem is because the Chinese internet and plus the internet in her dorm is very weak. So that's the thing. But hopefully if the internet gets better, because they're sharing the internet in their college dorm. And I was there, so I can attest to that. It kind of drove me nuts. So, yeah. Okay. So, yep. And let's see. Haha, so true. Korean society is so judgmental. So even when I talk to Koreans, they go, I want to leave Korea because it's so judgmental. But I was like, okay, I hope you understand the grass is not really greener on the other side in America. She goes, I don't care. At least, I don't have to work till midnight. I don't have to go to Wait Shake. I won't be judged. 9 to 6 will be heaven for me. I'm like, okay, whatever makes you happy. Because they're so used to the, 70 hours work week. So, yep. Okay, Nippon, in one Filipino beer party, there was only one glass and people were drinking and passing it to the next person in the circle. I had to ask for a different glass. Yeah, I've experienced those things too. And I'm like, I need my own glass. But no, not sharing the glass. I'm not catching germs. And this was, all before, the pandemic. We're just like, no, this is not sanitary. But, I wasn't drinking beer. I was drinking I need soda. So that was another reason because I don't drink alcohol. But if some of you see my videos, I've been drinking 0.0% beer. I love having that option. That's a good thing I like about Korea because they have that 0.0. Philippines, I can't find that. It doesn't even exist. So, yeah, definitely. Oh, Delta Chris, it's nice to see you. I know you were going out for a walk without trying to be caught in the checkpoints. I was looking at your Facebook post earlier. So, yeah. So definitely. So, yep, I know you're still under that ECQ over there. So that's one of the things. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can cover another situation there. Oh, I think this one we should cover because we can all help each other on this one. Okay, so let's see. Visa and immigration. Of course, you guys know for the Philippines, it's 30-day on arrival, and you can extend for 29 days. So that's a total of 59 days. And then after you do that, you pay because after 59 days, they make you get the ACR card, the Alien Certificate Registration Card, which mine's still in Mandaue. And by the time I even get to that card, it'll probably be expired, so I'll have to do it all over again if I go back there. But yeah, you get 59 days, and then you can extend for how much? 7,350 pesos. That's what I had to pay, because I had to pay express fee for 1,500 pesos, and I had to pay for the ACR card. So that was one of the issues, with the Philippines. It's just quite expensive. It is. It's very expensive for the immigration. And yeah, but I would do it in increments of 2 months if I were you guys. Yeah, I made a mistake in doing the 3-month thing, but of course, this time around, if I would have done the 4 months, I still would be stuck in the Philippines right now. So I think I was wise in getting out after the 3rd month coming home. So at least I'm in a place where I'm free to do stuff. So that's another thing. And of course, the immigration line in Mandaue, it is a zoo. So you could be there a while. And of course, in the morning, there are long lines. Yep. So long lines, and you could be there quite a while. So yep, I was there from 8. Yeah, I didn't get all my stuff till like 11 or noon. So yeah, and if you come later, it could be till 5. And just FYI, try to keep your cool there. There is a sign that says you better keep your cool, or we're going to kick you out of here. And I'm not kidding. They have that because they've experienced that thing so many times. Yeah, for immigration. So that's what you deal with. And then let me talk. Yes, but it didn't mean that I was trying to avoid the checkpoint. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry, Chris. I know what you meant. So yeah. Now going back to Korean visa immigration, of course, as Americans, 90 days, Canadians, 180 days. And of course, yeah, Korea is a little more expensive unless you really figure out what to do. You can do the 90 days. And okay, before all of this COVID or pandemic, the key was, what is it? I would take a boat from Busan to Takashima Island. It was like maybe $100 round trip. So, and you get to spend a day in Japan, and you can come right back as the same day, and you got another 90-day process. Because I went with my friend. Well, my friend, he's stuck in America. I'm renting his room for $100. I have no air conditioning, but the fan's okay. But yeah, so we made those many trips, and we actually flew to Osaka too. So I actually bought 2 tickets. I said, here, just give me the cash. I need some miles on my Korean Air. And we fly to Kansai Airport and went to, to Osaka for a few days. So, yeah. So, definitely. So, and immigration, like if you're like a permanent resident, immigration's so quick. Now, if you've seen my video when I took to go get my Korean Heritage visa, the whole process took me 15 minutes. Yeah, there was like nobody in line, So, and the reason it took me 15 minutes, I didn't fill out the application before I went there. And I'm supposed to technically make an appointment, but because where I live, there's nobody there. But in Seoul, you need to make an appointment because there's a lot of people in immigration. But in Daejeon or the smaller cities, there's an immigration in every spot, and it's just pali, hurry, get it done. So yeah, I was able to get my ARC card, not ACR. So, and of course they call it alien registration card, but they might switch it to foreigner registration card in the future in Korea, trying to get politically correct. So yeah. So, yep. Okay, and Mr. Ron, I was late. I was called away. No problem. So, welcome back. So, we're just hanging out here. So, let's see. Let me see if is there anything I had to cover about immigration? Yeah. Yeah. And FYI, yeah, if you come to work here, yeah, you can get the year visa. But that's one of the things. I'm going to cover one more thing, maybe go another 15 minutes. And of course, hands down, employment. Yes. What about employment? Now, a lot of you that's been on Geos, Rick A's, Philippines, very, very difficult to get a job as a foreigner in the Philippines. So, and you probably heard the same answer again. For you to have a job in the Philippines, you got to do a skill that a local Filipino can't do. And you will work. It'll be a year contract because I know where Geo works. It was in IT Park. I actually been to that place, but sorry, I'm not going to mention the school. Unless you see me physically, privately, I'll tell you. Out of respect for Geo, I don't want to say what the school is. But yeah, he worked 2 years there, and actually, I asked him, how much he made, and of course, I'm not going to discuss. He told me how much, but I'm not going to say it. But he did tell me this. This I can share. They took 30% taxes, and I was like, whoa, yeah, they really, gouged them on taxes, and yeah, they take a lot of taxes. So for employment, it's slightly possible to work in the Philippines, but you're not going to get paid a lot. And you got to have a skill that no one else can do locally. But now I'm going to go over to the Korean side. Of course, for those that don't know, yes, you can teach English in Korea. And for those that do know, yeah, there is more employment opportunities in Korea because there's sometimes U.S. companies that have a company based here in South Korea. So that would be one way to come to Korea. Like if I was an American not having this Korean heritage visa, I would work in Korea if I can come through a U.S. company. Or if I was U.S. military, yeah, that's I would love to be stationed in Korea if I would have done U.S. military and, you know, speak the Korean language back then. But in my 20s, I didn't speak Korean back then. So that was one of the things. But the thing is, for employment, for going back to employment for English as Americans, Canadians, New Zealand, Australians, UK, Ireland, South Africa. You have a degree, you'll get an E2 visa, which will allow you to work in Korea, but you're on the mercy of the employer. But I don't want to get too in depth about the horrors of it because I'm dealing with a lot of my friends that have horror stories. So I might put that in another video, but I've already talked about this in my other videos. But the overall is you can work here in Korea. If you have a master's degree with 2 years uni experience, you can work at a university here. Probably the best English teaching job is university. Yeah, because you will get 2 to 4 months off paid vacation. So that's one of the things, but you need a master's and 2 years experience if you want to work in the big cities and they pay a good amount of money each month. Or you come teach at an international school where they sometimes put you in a 3-bedroom apartment if you have a family. So if you have a husband and wife and you're both teachers, you both get hired, that's a good chunk of change per month. And then your kids can probably get free tuition or cheap tuition to attend that international school. So yeah, that would be like the good employment opportunities, or your home country that has a business here and work here. But overall, for Korean work culture, I really wouldn't want to work in it. But as foreigners, you're not treated by Korean standards. That's a good thing. But you will deal with Korean work culture BS or red tape BS. That's the thing you'll deal with. Like, you're the last to know everything. It's just basically how this works. So those are some of the things with employment between the two countries. So yeah. Okay. Now let's catch up with some comments. Okay, in Thailand, you negotiate take-home salary after taxes, all taxes paid by employer. Did that for 7 in the retail sector. Okay, wow, good to know. So, in Thailand, yeah. Okay, and let's see. Do they still have age reserved for university teaching? They still want to hire young, but here's the thing. Working at a uni, they retire you at 65. So if you're over 65, they're not gonna hire you because of the law. So, and of course, it's who you know. Like if you're it's still gonna be tough even if you're 60, but it depends how desperate the university is. Like if you're like in the rural part, you could probably still get hired at 60 or 61, but you'll only be able to work for 4 years, and then you'll come on an E1 visa, but you get 2 to 4 months off, to do other stuff, barring we don't have restrictions. So yeah, a lot of the uni teachers that I knew during those 2 months off each semester, like those 2 months they'll go home to America or Canada, wherever their home country is, and then the other 2 months they'll go travel around Southeast Asia. So that was the ideal thing. But if you work in an academy in Korea, there is no time off. They tell you get 10 days. That is all BS. They tell you when you take those 10 days. And sometimes, like with this pandemic, there is no 10 days. During the time you're off, they go, that was your vacation. So that's kind of the crooked stuff that, you deal with here in Korea. So rest days don't exist here in Korea when you're working certain jobs, but unis, or if you're U.S. military, or if you're, working for American companies, American or your Western company is the best because you know why? Say you get American holidays off and you get Korean holidays off. So you get probably almost 20, 30 days of holidays off because you celebrate both holidays if you're an American company. I'm speaking from American standpoint. So those are the opportunities you can do. So yeah, remains to be seen, but because here's the truth. As good as Korea is with their infrastructure, as good as Korea is with, their research and development, but in their research and development department are not majority Koreans. They're majority foreigners like us from the United States, from Europe. So a lot of them are from outside of Korea that helps build a lot of these things. They're not just Koreans. Now Koreans are good at some of it, the ones that can learn to not think. Because the reason I say that, and I might get a little hate for it, is because of the way Korean society and work culture and development is, it's always one way. You do it one way. Irake, one way. So sometimes I don't believe that that in R&D, majority are Korean. They're not. I think there are more foreigners and I think Koreans know this, they're smart about this, to bring in a foreign person, because a foreign person outside, based on how we've been trained and how our education system is, we think of 20 different ways to do something, we grow up a little differently. So if I'm still a Korean, I still want maybe that foreigner to come in here and go, okay, what's another way to, design this, engine, or another way to design, this Kia car. What's another aerodynamic that can make the car go faster, something a little more different. So yeah. So that's like the thought of the comparisons. Yeah. Okay, Ron, what is a considered acceptable age gap in Korea? The highest I've seen, and I think Tommy's going to just answer, I see about maybe between 5 to 10 years. So I've seen that age gap. it's a rarity that I see a 50 or a 25-year-old, unless that 55 Ajishi is rich. So, yeah. So it's mostly within 10 years is the gap. Just like Tommy says, even in the U.S., compared to U.S. So, yeah. So same thing, judgmental society, long age gap, it's a little frowned upon. So, yeah. So, and then of course, I'm starting to see like, of course, now like most of the Korean men, if they're in their 40s, they know it's going to be hard to marry a fellow citizen Korean woman, so they'll maybe go to Southeast Asia and get someone. So the age gap doesn't look too bad in their eyes. If they find like a 27-year-old Filipina and they're 40, it doesn't look too bad. So that's another thing. Oh, and some of the bloggers I've been finding, FYI, like Filipinos are married to Korean. A couple of them, I'm like, I do go back and review and go, how did they meet? And it turns out that she was the English teacher and he was the student. So after like her contract ended and the students' classes ended, then they started dating. So sometimes that kind of happens a couple times because, if you go to these English schools, a lot of them, a lot out of 1,000 at this school where Gio worked, 800 were Filipinos. So I was like, holy moly, So, but I wanted to interview and ask questions because I had friends from Korea that are like, hey, do you know a good English school in Philippines? So I was actually asked that from some of the ajumas that I used to teach. So I actually went and investigated. Even if there's videos, I went in and saw what kind of curriculum, what technique, they use the Callan technique or they use, TPR, whatever. So sorry, I'm throwing the English since I'm teaching English. Yep. And Ron, yep, mine is 20 years with a woman in 40s here in the Philippines. So it really isn't a big one. No, it's not. Yeah. And Philippines is normal, but yeah. And mine's under 20 years too. So definitely. Woo. I'm going almost an hour and 40. Well, I'm going to. So if you guys have any more last comments or any last minute questions, feel free to put them out there. I'll try to go maybe another few more minutes because that Korean, all you can eat food is calling me, yeah. I wonder what the ajumas have cooked up today. Yeah. So, yeah, if you come meet me here, yeah, it's on me because it only cost me $4.50. All you can eat and fresh vegetables and all that. So, yeah. So I got my little tickets. I'm ready to go and eat. Yeah, I always, and of course, I get the cheap deal. So usually, if you go buy it, she'll charge you $5 a ticket. She charges me $4.50 a ticket. So it's always best to like say, hey, let me pay, get it, and I'll get you the deal. So yeah, definitely. So food is calling. So I'm ready to hop on that bus and get there. It'll take me about how many minutes? About 5 to 10 minutes to get there. Usually, I used to live next to the place. I just go out the door, turn left again, turn right, and it's already there. Yep. Let's see. And eat the duck, Garby, and Squid King. Yeah. Sometimes I will, but man, Garby's just expensive here. So that's why, like, if I go to Costco, I could buy a bunch of Garby and cook it, but I have to pay 50 to 60 bucks for a whole box of it. So it's really expensive here. And it's sometimes the meat is not American USDA, it's Aussie meat here. So nothing wrong with Aussie meat, it's still good, but yeah. But I love the USDA choice meat, so that's what I'm used to. But yeah. And I'll probably make a Costco run too, so I can't wait to go to Costco. So, yep, let's see. Last minute comments. Once again, great job. Enjoy your humor and knowledge of Korea. One last question. Do you have any relatives stuck in North Korea? Well, apparently I do have relatives in North Korea, according to my dad. So I wish I had that Let's Learn Korean book because when I got that book from my dad, it was actually a North Korean. Let's learn Korean, and my aunt wrote the note there. Please study Korean and be the pillar of of Korea. So that's one of the things. So I wish I had that book because I would show that to you guys. That would be a good piece to share, but I don't have that book anymore. I think my dad donated to the Koreatown Museum and Library. It has my name in there, that book, or it's in the library. I might go back and see if I can go reclaim it when I go back to LA. I don't know when. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Delta Grass, have a good day. Coffee time. Yes. And after I eat, it'll be coffee time and maybe make another video today. So, yeah. So, yeah, if I can make another video, I'll try to premiere one tomorrow. But I know tomorrow I have to do my online training. So even the other YouTubers like, here, I'll help you out. I'll give you WH, but I'm going to be doing training. So I try to help out. But, when Gio and Paul does it, I like to be there because then, yeah, we need to keep the riffrats out of there. But, yeah, I've been trying to tell Gio and Paul to see if they can get some more moderators because, yeah, because it's tough. I know there's 4 of us, but we're not there all the time, so we'll see. But I try my best to show up because the good thing about now is I'm in the time zone where Gio and I were only an hour apart. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. All right, so yep. So if there's any more last words, I'm gonna pretty much just start ending it. So I just want to thank everyone for coming. Yep. So if you get a chance, special request, if you can hit the like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. I like to always try to schedule them so you guys know what's going on instead of doing some surprise live streams. I know when I first started, I did the surprise live streams, but now I'm trying to schedule them. I'm trying to put some thought into this, trying to come up with some topic. This week I might have a guest. I'm not sure about the schedule yet, so I'll keep you posted on that as best as I can. So, yep. And you could always comment, and if you have questions, hit the comment, or I have my email in the description. All right. Well, I'm gonna go get some food. So wherever you are, stay safe. Have a good day or a good evening. So take care and have a good one. Goodbye.